Hello, everyone. What is your most anticipated game of 2024? That music has got to turn down. Let me know if you recognize what this music is. Question mark. Let me know. But yeah, what is your most anticipated game of 2024? I felt like doing a little community live stream, especially before our Xbox Developer Direct next week, which I'll be streaming my reaction to that, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, answering any questions. Like, I want to get into this rhythm of having more frequent community live streams here and just hanging out with you, getting to know what's going on in your neck of the woods. But I didn't do a video about this, and I thought it'd just be a great opportunity to just kind of openly share what are each of our most anticipated games of 2024. And also, why do I have two chats? That's interesting. Can I just get rid of the one? But yeah. Excuse me. Hello, Jacob. Hello, Yijix. I see Yijix going Blade. Now, Blade isn't 2024. 2024. There's going to be a thing, though. So I wrote down what mine are, and I have like a list of things that it's like, no, I didn't include any that aren't. Like, I didn't include any that might be released in 2024. I just included things that are confirmed for 2024. There are some things, however, that I did put on the list that I'm like, it's all but assured, or, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, it's pretty sure gonna be 2024. So I'll go down my list as we go on. But yeah, Blade is not 2024, 100%. Sorry to disappoint you, but that is like I would say 2026. I broke it down in I think 3 videos ago, the video after the Game Awards. Hands down, Blade will be in 2026, I would say, because pretty much that studio, they release each of their teams, they go back and forth. They usually take about 5 years to release. So they kind of, Arcane has a game release every 2.5 years, averagely. So yeah, Blade will probably be in 2026. Because that team's last game was Deathloop, which was in 2021. Adam, what do you think for Indiana Jones? Is it going to be first or third person? What do you guys think? let me put a poll on that. Can I put a poll on that? Yes, I can. Ooh. Will Indiana Jones be third or first person? First. By the way, what was that track? Does anybody know what that track was? That was in the background in the beginning? Question mark. For me, the safest answer is first person. Because that's all Machine Games has done. Like, that is a studio that has basically done nothing but first-person games. So if they do a third-person game, this will be their first time. But, keyword but here, Arcane is also a studio that basically does nothing but first-person games. And apparently, Blade is confirmed to be third-person. Apparently. That's something that I missed in my video. So, if that is a Disney licensed IP, another studio that's basically first person is doing a third person game for the first time. Actually, no, I think it did say that in the video. There's a strong chance that maybe Machine Games is having to do the same with Indiana Jones. I hope it's third person. I'll say I think it's going to be first person, but I want it to be third person. Jacob, I need to say the name someone found for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is horrible. I did see that, Jacob. I did see that name. Indiana Jones, the Great Circle is something that's going around. And it's not only just going around. Let me see if I can find it. There was a tweet that Bethesda put out. I refuse to call it an X and a post. I refuse to do that. I just refuse. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, here we go. Can I go full screen here? Because I don't want to spoil my... I need to be careful about showing my screen because I don't want to spoil what my 5 games are. Stay tuned. But yeah, Bethesda UK put this thing out. The pieces are falling into place. Do you see what we see? Tune in Thursday, January 18th, 9 p.m. GMT. So this is obviously teasing something at the developer direct. And lo and behold, it looks like it's for Indiana Jones. What else could it be? And it's a circle. And I hope that title isn't The Great Circle, because that's lame. That's a lame title, in my opinion. But yeah, if you didn't see this, this is from the Bethesda UK account. So it could be The Great Circle. I really hope that it is not. But anyway, first and third. Yeah, that might be ideal. A back and forth, if people have the option to be able to go back and forth between first and third person. What's everybody doing tonight, by the way? It's Friday. It's Friday. If you're on the Pacific Coast, it's still the afternoon. But what you up to tonight? Are you going to be playing something? Are you going to hang out with peeps? I'm going to go to a friend's house and watch, what's it called? Have you heard of, what's it called? Cooties, with Elijah Wood. I'm gonna try to. We talked about watching that movie for like over 10 years now, and we never have. And he's recovering from a surgery, so he's like, "I want to come over and finally watch that because I'm out of it." I'm like, "Yeah." So what you up to this weekend? Green Seal. I'm gonna eat Mexican with my family. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love my macho burrito at Aztecas. Creature's going to catch up with my watch later and do some gaming. My watch later. Who thinks they have a bigger watch later list than me? We're going to dive into our most anticipated games of the year. But who thinks they have a bigger watch later list than me? I don't think any of you do. On YouTube, there's a playlist, watch later. I don't believe you. Hyrule is here. Hello, hello. By the way, hello, everybody. If you're just swinging in, we're about to talk about some... I'm going to answer any questions. We're just having a nice little community stream here. But the main focus is sharing what our most anticipated games of the year are. I saw somebody, that was the first person in the chat, spamming Indiana Jones. Will that come out this year? I believe so. Metroid's finishing Jedi Survivor. Good job. The game's freaking awesome. I don't care. In my Game of the Year video, which a lot of people didn't watch, spoilers, I put Jedi Survivor there. But it's a toss-up between that and Pikmin 4. I just put Jedi Survivor because it's the only game I played this year that, I was wanting to play while I wasn't playing it. But I think Pikmin 4 is the game that I don't know if I enjoyed the most while playing, but maybe. It's also a game that, not since Red Dead Redemption 2, and I didn't say this in my video, Pikmin 4 is that first game that I was super anticipating, massively. I'm talking about Smash Ultimate, Halo Infinite, and Kingdom Hearts 3 level nearly. That did not disappoint. Halo Infinite, it was about, what I was hoping. Kingdom Hearts 3, I had way too high hopes for that game, but still good. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was about what I was hoping because they set expectations very well. The last time a game I was super hyped for that made me as happy as Pikmin 4 was Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018. That was the last time I was so excited for a game that somehow managed to go beyond my hopes and expectations. That's what Pikmin 4 did. So it's really Jedi Survivor and Pikmin 4 are interchangeable, but not enough coffee's going to play some King of the Hill Firefighter. Jacob, my bet is that Gears 6 is in the works. Well, I mean, I can confirm that it's in the works. And the Judgment devs who made Outriders remakes Judgment, and the new game we heard was in the works from 2022 is a brand new thing. Oh, I totally believe it's a brand new thing. Basically, I think all that's correct, except the remake of Judgment. I don't see why they would do that when Judgment was it was kind of a flop. Creature, the highest my watch later list has ever been. You said ever been. What is it today? But was around 800? Okay, you have me beat. You have me beat. Hello, Fusion. Hello. I can't do that face, but First time here. Enjoy the energy and bring in the... Wait, Shizu. Hello. Shizu. I can't say that name. First time here. Enjoy the energy and bring in the general gaming community. I think you're saying you enjoy the energy that I bring to the general gaming community. Thank you very much, man. Shout out to Luis? I believe Luis. But I got a new patron the other day, so shout out to him, man. And quick housekeeping before we kind of get started here as everybody's trickling in. Shout out to the over 15 people watching. One, I'm starting back up regular Twitch streams. I kind of bailed on that for the last quarter of the year. But every Sunday, 9 a.m., I'm going to be playing through a game Sunday morning. So if you want a Saturday morning cartoon, I have a Sunday morning playthrough for you. We're going to play Venba this Sunday. Very excited for that. Should be really quick, by the way. I hear that game's like under 2 hours. Anybody here play it? Let me know. So I'll be playing Venba this Sunday. I think I'll be checking out the Cult Lamb update where there's a lot of sex the following Sunday. And yeah, it's going to be a new weekly series. And I just updated the patrons on a lot of plans that I have this year. And one of those plans, I'm going to plug it in. I would like to do monthly, if not at least quarterly giveaways to the patrons that make all this possible. I see Creature here is in the chat as one of them. One of the higher ones too. And I'd like to just have a little giveaway for them every month. I saw a Patreon that had that idea. You know, there's our Discord, there's request podcast topics, there's our monthly hangouts, there's a bunch of stuff on there that you already get continuously, but I thought it'd be fun to just give a little something away every month to show my appreciation to someone. I think this month, if there's any of my, I used to be an anime person. If anybody's a fellow anime person, I have these Akibento boxes. And I want to try to like send some of them away and maybe like include a little handwritten note from me. So if you feel like supporting the channel and want to get a little Akibento box from me, they're just sitting around. And I feel like, you know what? Why not give it back to the community? I used to have some anime peeps. That'll probably be this month's giveaway. So go to Patreon. It's in the description if you want to do that. Join our Discord. Get in some hangouts. But without further ado, aren't bento boxes food boxes? No, it's like a... I don't want to reveal what's in it, but it's basically like an anime box. It's got a bunch of stickers. It maybe has a manga. It has a shirt, stuff like that. So it's just like a little anime venture box, and I'll probably do a little handwritten card in it too. Robert, official, currently playing Cyberpunk. Jacob says Jungle Cruise with mom. You're going on a Jungle Cruise? That's sick. I didn't think you get those subscription boxes. I got a couple of them for free, Creature. So it's like, I'll just send them to them. I'll just send them to the fans because they're literally, I'm just not really doing anything with them. So I might as well give it to somebody else and maybe loot crate for us weebs. Exactly. So that'll be the Patreon giveaway this month. But without further ado, folks, I'm curious if you have your 5 games you are most anticipating this year as our main topic here. Are 5 games we are most anticipating this year. And when I was thinking of mine, I honestly think I only have like 3 games I'm looking forward to this year. This year is not a 2023. Can I just say? This year is not a 2023. So, yeah. When I was thinking of what I'm like excited for, you know, like, we still haven't seen Indiana Jones. I can almost guarantee that's coming out this year. I would put money down on that, which, by the way, you guys said 88%. You guys think it's going to be a third-person game. So I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm not going to expect it, but I hope you're right. But when I was thinking of my 5 most anticipated games, they're really... There's a list of games that I'm wanting to see how they do. But maybe, what's one? Share one, and let's get like 5 going. Let's hold on to them for now. Let's not bust them all out at once. Let's work our way down. So either the first one you think of, or your 5th, like it's in your top 5, but it's like the last one you thought of. Future, are we gonna ignore you saying Cult Lamb update with sex? I mean, look at the trailer. Did you not see the trailer? Do I need to show this? Do I need to show this freaking trailer? It's aggressive. I literally made a very very suggestive meme with it. Like, look at this face. That is a face that says, I'm gonna bone the shit out of you, dog. like, of course. Like, look at this. Look at it. They're all naked. And that buddy in the background's pelvic thrusting. And look, procreation. It's the sex update. And look at the shit. Look at the background of this. No, come on. Look at the background of this shot. Look at the corner up there. There's 4 people. There's 4 couples making out. The ones in the tent are naked. If this isn't a sex update, what would you call it? All right. I'm going to get out of the way the one that a lot of people already know that I'm the most anticipating. A lot of you guys already know this one. And it is my most anticipated game of the year, hands down. And that's Hellblade 2. I really do. I don't know if I love Hellblade 1, but Hellblade 1 is a game that I just vastly appreciate as just what the gaming medium can do. There's sometimes a game that just really has something to say and a story to tell that just kind of hits at home. It's kind of like Amori. I said Amori was one of my favorite games a year or two ago, and it's like, that won't be one of my all-time favorites, but its story, it just left a scar on me. And it's a super quickie one, too. The puzzles are kind of lame, but Hellblade 2, if they can literally just improve the combat a smidge, I didn't have much of a problem with the combat in Hellblade 1. I thought it was fine, personally. I see other people complaining about it. But if they can just kind of get rid of the puzzles or make them better, and sure, improve the combat a bit, and maybe just make it a smidge bigger of a game, I don't want it to be huge. I want this game to be like 15 hours or under. No more. If it can do that and just make a really condensed narrative game with just as great of a performance from what's her name. That was literally her performance in the first game is my favorite performance I have ever seen in a video game. Seriously. Like runner up goes to Troy Baker for Joel in the first Last of Us, maybe the second, no, the first one. But this girl is like top. It's the best performance I've ever seen, and if she can like deliver just as well in the second game and they just improve everything else, this is my most anticipated game. Because it's also a studio that made the first game not on a shoestring budget, but it was technically an indie game. So if this studio has like the first party backing, which you look at their studio, like they did the game, they did the motions and stuff in like a spare room. And now they have like a full-blown motion studio that they're replicating like the movements of a boat and everything. The studio stepped up. And they got that Microsoft money now. So it's like, I want to see what this studio does with that budget. And if they can just make a game just with a little bit more scale and ambition than the first game, I think it's going to be amazing. So that's easily my personal, like, that's my most anticipated game. And I just want to get that one out of the way because I think a lot of you guys that follow me enough know about that already. So, am I limited to 5, Jacob? You're not limited to 5, but let's go. Let's share one at a time here as I go through mine, and you can share why too, because that's what this channel is about. This channel, if you didn't know, it's about building a community that we love to speculate with each other, and that we love to just not trash talk or belittle other people's opinions. I got a message from the newest patron that he was curious, and I was like, this is a great podcast topic, man. Let me know. And he was just like, what, how does it, like, do you think it's bad, you know, that, just how is it going kind of becoming an Xbox guy that isn't like trash talking PlayStation or flag waving Xbox is the greatest thing ever, you know? And is that bad? And I just was like telling him like, you know, short answer, no. Maybe because I don't have such a backbone or stance on something, then people aren't as like, you know, like, yeah, preach, man. But it's like, I'm just an understanding person. And I want to encourage, I want to rally together that audience that is just a bunch of hopeful and rational speculators. That's what we do here. And we welcome each other's opinions. So, anyways, let me look at the chat here. And if you want to support that, then make sure you subscribe with the bell. And if you want to take that a next step up, get Discord, podcasts, and more, and be a part of that again. Little Akibento giveaway. What's in the box? Then go over to Patreon. The lowest tier. I didn't say that, by the way. The giveaway, I want to make it the lowest tier, which is a crazy award. Shizu, for me, I'm super interested in how Metaphor Refonzo will be, especially. Ooh, that's coming out this year. That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Gang. Incredible how Melina Juergens never acted, but did so. That's the other thing. That game, this is what I'm talking about. They used a girl that's never acted in her life. They used, like, just these spare rooms in their studio to do the motion tracking. The first game was just made... I think I'm attached to the development story of Hellblade and what they were trying to tell with it, too. It's like, that first game was an indie game. So it's like, what is the sequel going to be like with the first party backing? I'm just really curious about that. Stone Whale, my most anticipated game, is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth by a country mile. When does that come out? I was talking about it with somebody. Does that come out this month or next month? I feel like it's this month. January's a good month. Can we just say that? January's a pretty good month. And with that Xbox Shadow Drop that's about to happen. Which, by the way, you guys read that prompt wrong. People answered, I put a poll up and I'm like, what's the game that you think will shadow drop at the developer direct? And the runner up was Indiana Jones. And I'm like, you guys did not read the prompt. Indiana Jones is not shadow dropping. You're wild. Jacob, no order. Hellblade 2, Rise of Ronin, Jurassic Park, Survivor. You didn't do the exercise. You're supposed to deliver one at a time. Little Nightmare Enchanted Edition, Little Nightmares 3. That's 2 Little Nightmares in that list. Little Nightmares, man. That'll come up in a moment, maybe. Green Steel. This is cool. Suicide Squad, just because I need Rocksteady. I hope it does well, man. I hope these previews of Suicide Squad, has anybody seen those? I hope that they are, I don't know, No Rest for the Wicked. So, Adam, I almost put No Rest for the Wicked on my list, but I looked at the trailer again and was looking up info, and there was not a confirmed 2024 release date on that. I would have put it. It would have easily been in my top 5 games, because that's by the Ori studio, Moon Studios. Easily would have been my top 5, but I don't see... They haven't confirmed 2024 yet. We're going to learn more soon, March 1st, but... All right. My second one, I will say, from this point on, like, Hellblade 2 is like the only game I'm super anticipating this year. But my, and I see I will manifest Metroid Prime 4 if I have to. Talk about that in a moment too, kind of. I'm more excited for the things that are like, I have another list of sort of anticipated games. But my number 2 is, I would say, The Plucky Squire. If you have not heard of Plucky Squire, it is another indie game published by Devolver Digital. And it's just something that has so much charm. And I see Fusion going, is it weird that games I'm looking forward to are indie games? Indie games are rocking, dude. I truly think Game Pass really opened me up to the idea of indie games and just kind of learning more about them and stuff, because I don't think I had much interest to play them previously. But now I do. And The Plucky Squire is an indie game that I saw when the first time I saw this game. It looked so cool. Just look at this art style. It's this 2D thing. You're in like this book, and it looks like a Zelda game. But, this is an interview thing. But the cool thing is that you jump out of the book. There's so many different things like that. Like right there, it looked like a Metroidvania, and this is like a storybook where you're just kind of going through a story. But then eventually you get out of the book, and then you're just in like a 3D Toy Story room. You see it in like the top area there. There you go, right there. Like that's a Super Mario Odyssey thing. Look at this. You're on the wall. There's so many unique ideas in this game, and I'm really wanting to buy it. Like, this is just animated, but I don't think, or is that? No, that's that's animated. Like, what is that? A turn-based combat moment? Look at this. Look at this. Just a totally different angle. And I think this is what I talk about. Yeah, so you get out of the book and you just go into this 3D environment, you hop into other books. It looks so cool. I should have found a better trailer, but the Plucky Squire. It looks like a super cool little venture. I think this is a better trailer. I'm pretty sure this is my number 2. Because, yeah, it looks so cool. But I'm curious if you guys have seen it. Kyle Fritz, The Plucky Squire is definitely top 3 indie games I'm looking forward to. Like Paper Mario, Fusion says, flipping between 2D and 3D. That's the coolest part, man. It just goes between 2D and 3D. So cool. Never heard of this game, Green Steel, but from this preview, it might be my top 5 already. Indies are where the innovation is at. It's true. Indies get to just do what they want. Like, look at this. It turns into a straight fighting thing, archery. There's so many different things he's doing. And then look. And now he's just 3D. He's just in this 3D space. This game looks so cool. I just think it's such a neat idea, personally. So that's probably my number 2. What's another one you guys got? Hades 2, Matroid says. Hades 2. Shout out to the almost 30 people watching. If you're enjoying this, leave a like. Hades 2. Hades 2 comes out in 2024. I will say that is not on my list just because I haven't played the first one. It looks awesome. Wow, we got over 30 people. Guys, thank you very much for swinging by. But yeah, Hades 2 looks awesome. I think that deserves to be, like, in general, you know, one of the most anticipated games of the year. But yeah, it's not on mine. But it's super cool. It's about to happen. And there's actually, when I was thinking about this beforehand, there's some games from, like, the Game Awards in 2022 that were like, man, 2024 is so far off. But here we are. We're in 2024 now. Cayenne, isn't the Wolf Among Us 2 this year? Is it? I have to be honest. I thought that game should have been out by now. But anyway, skimming. Lavoca, is there any hope for the Starfield DLC to drop in the next few months? I stopped playing the game to wait for the mods and the DLC. According to, there was this whole Bethesda docket from, like, the whole, when Microsoft was trying to acquire Activision Blizzard King, and they, like, accidentally basically publicly posted these private documents that leaked out a lot of stuff. And in those documents, there was a lot of things about Bethesda that kind of, like, we know were, like, kind of in the works or being planned. And everything in that docket basically fell behind by 2 years because of COVID. So, and it's kind of all happening as planned. And if that docket goes according to plan, then yes, 100% this year we should be getting the Starfield DLC. Pretty sure about that. As well as something else. Oh my God, can you imagine? Can I just say, I want to do a video about this too. Again, if you want to support the efforts, Patreon description, or just hang out here, super chat, that's fine. Super chat will definitely address your question. But I want to do a video talking about these mystery studios at Xbox that, like, we don't know what they're doing exactly. At least, you know, from their mouths in an actual trailer. We don't know what the Coalition is doing. We don't know what ID Software is doing. We don't know what the hell's going on with Everwild. There's certain studios that we still aren't exactly sure what's exactly going on there. And I'll tell you what, if they freaking shadow drop Doom, I'm gonna be so stoked. YouTube is saying that there's gonna be an ad about to run for viewers. I'm gonna say skip ads. Screw ads, man. I want you guys hanging out with me. Feel free to support the channel. Forget the ad. I see Kingdom Hearts missing link. Now, if you know me, I'm a Kingdom Hearts guy. And another video I want to do soon is to talk about the release date of Kingdom Hearts 4. But I have no interest in Kingdom Hearts missing link. I have no interest, man. Like, I know there's some very old fans of mine that'll go, what? But it's Kingdom Hearts. But I'm like, there's just something about Kingdom Hearts that just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I used to be a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It still is to this day my favorite movie franchise, up to Endgame. Like, Endgame I thought was a conclusion. I'm good. Kingdom Hearts, it's like, I don't want any spin-offs. I just want Kingdom Hearts 4 to be a new character, new cast, totally fresh new tale. Let's not rely on the past. And so when I see this missing link thing for the mobile game, which looks really good for a mobile game, they're playing off of the mobile game stuff, and I just don't want to have to keep up with so much lore, guys. But anyway, one more question, then I will say what my number 3 is. Duke Togo, do you think they're going to announce Aura for Xbox next week? What do you mean? It already is for Xbox. And they are confirmed to talk about Aura next week. So what's the question exactly, Duke? Don't milk a franchise, Fusion. Yes, absolutely. Don't. I don't know. There's some occasions that I'm fine with milking it, but Kyle, in regards to Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, that's fair. Yeah. Duke, I'm going to assume you mean if Aura is going to be the shadow drop kind of a thing, and that's what I said in my video. So if you want more context than that, go check out my latest video. My number 3 most anticipated game of the year is a game that I hope it releases this year, but honestly, I want it to be done right. It's Stalker 2. But here's the thing. I say it be done right because I'm putting on this trailer. This trailer specifically. This was back in 2021, which was like the previous best Xbox showcase we've had, in my opinion. And this trailer came up in it. And it looked phenomenal. Like, just visually, this looked like a next-gen title. But then the trailers that came afterwards, it looked like they kind of downgraded a bit. And I think I have a video on that too. And I was thinking, like, you know what, maybe they just had to downscale it, and because they just have to release this game to kind of make up their losses after the war and everything. So it's unfortunate that they couldn't release the game as ambitious as they wanted it to be. But then there was a new trailer that showed the cutscenes and everything. And these cutscenes looked like this trailer did. But the trailer before that, it looked like a pretty significant downgrade in the visuals. So I'm hoping if the game looks like this, then I am stoked for this. This is my number 3, especially because it's a Game Pass thing. Admittedly, I wouldn't be as excited for it if it wasn't a Game Pass thing, because I don't know if I would, like, I kind of want to support the developers, but I'm a cheapskate. That's my thing. If you didn't know, back in the day before I had Game Pass, I would only buy like 3 to 5 games a year. So, and that's why in my list, it's like, it was kind of hard for me to think of 5, because I think the only game I'm truly excited for this year is Hellblade 2, but Stalker 2 looks super cool. I'm very excited for the narrative, and if it just has this authentic style to it, and just the animation on these guys, man, it reminds me of Halo Infinite. Like, I think Halo Infinite is visually a great game, but specifically some of the animations in the cutscenes that just look super, just motion capture, like something about it just feels super organic. And that's how these cutscenes feel to me. And the gameplay, again. So I hope, I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to horror, so hopefully it doesn't scare me a lot, but I would say Stalker 2 is my number 3. Kyle looks really good. Just need to nail the performance for Stalker 2. Performance like 60 frames. Dude, I really don't mind. I want 4K 60 to be the standard. Like they said that they would, and it's been like, what, 3 years basically since the next gen consoles came out. But actually it has been, yeah. So I don't know. But I know, I mean, people who played at Gamescom said it was downgraded in graphics too. Yeah, man, like there were some people that were telling me, what are you talking about? It looks great. And I'm just like, it's just in comparison to this trailer, it does not look as good as this trailer did. And I disagree. That's all. I just disagree with people saying like, it still looks as good. What are you talking about? But then, as you said, people that played it at Gamescom said, no, there's a visual downgrade. So, Jacob, remember the devs can push the game till 2025 if something escalates. Yeah, like, here's the thing, like, we all want them to take the time they need, especially because these developers are dealing with a freaking war with Russia invading their country and everything. People on the team have actually died because of this war. It's ridiculous. And so it's like, take all the time you need. But the thing about that, they don't have all the money in the world. Like they got backing, they got an exclusive deal with Xbox, but Xbox isn't funding this game, which I have a separate rant about. But yeah, it's like they don't have all the money in the world, so I figure they have to release it because they can't just keep developing it forever and ever and ever. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to I was about to say Hellblade 2. I am, but I'm looking forward to Stalker 2. I see people saying like they should shadow drop Stalker 2 in the developer direct, or they should talk about Stalker 2 in the developer direct. And then even freaking IGN's podcast I listen to, Unlocked, they're like, you guys think it's weird that we're not getting Stalker 2 in this developer direct? And I'm just like, Stalker 2 is not a first-party game. It is an exclusive. It's a third-party exclusive, but it is not a first-party game. And then I was also hearing that same podcast, again, from journalists that I do admire, by the way. This isn't me bashing on these journalists, because I do like them, but it's just sometimes it bugs me when they get certain things wrong. Like, Our History Untold, I keep hearing some people say, like, yeah, it's a third-party game. It's being developed by a third party, yes, but Xbox Game Studios is funding it, so it is by definition, a second-party game. Our History Untold, As Dusk Falls, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, those are all second-party games. Because Xbox Game Studios funded those games, you literally see Xbox Game Studios on the intros, in the trailers and the intros of those games, because Xbox Game Studios funded the game. It's like how Bayonetta was a second-party game for Nintendo, because Nintendo funded the development of the game, and they basically helped make it happen. So, Our History Untold is a second-party game. It is an Xbox Game Studios IP. Stalker 2 is not. That is an exclusive deal that Xbox paid for, which is fine. I'm not saying there's a problem with either of these methods. I'm just saying, like, the definition of these, people are kind of, it seems like they're not sure about, including even journalists for, like, high game journalist companies. I'm just like, kind of weird. Anyways, that's a separate rant. Fusion, have you seen the game Ill? I have not. Just because it's not as good doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah, I agree with that, Fusion. And graphics doesn't mean everything. The graphics on this game is the least of my concerns. It's held back by consoles anyway. 4K 60 is not going to be the AAA standard. That's what they were claiming. That's what they were claiming a bit ago. Hi, Chives. Hello. Is Towerborn first party? Yeah, so Towerborn's another good example of like being second party, I guess, technically. If somebody asked me if Towerborn and, As Dusk Falls, Microsoft Flight Sim and all those, are they closer to being first party or third party? I would say they are first party. I could totally would accept some people saying they're third party, but I would say they're first party because they are an Xbox-owned IP. They funded the development, they made the deal to make the game, and it's not to make the game exclusive, it is to literally make the game, and also for it to be exclusive, and to be a Game Pass release at the same time. It's and to brand it, especially if it is branded with Xbox Game Studios, then I would lean it to first party. But it's technically speaking second party. Xbox didn't make Microsoft Flight Sim. In part, they did. They funded the game and they collaborated on making sure the studio had the resources, which is exactly what they do with their first party people. See, that's the thing. it's exactly what they do with their first-party people. Their first-party people aren't told what to make. They're just given the means to make it. And then Xbox just supports them in doing it. That's exactly what As Dusk Falls and all those do. It's the same exact thing. They're just not technically owned by Microsoft. So that's why I say it leans more to first party than third party, because it's literally the same exact thing. They just aren't owned by them. Ahmad, I heard that a bunch of people were disappointed by the style and scope of Avowed. I don't care though. I don't care. I don't know how to read that. Well, what I was disappointed about was it was revealed that you can play as a human or a high elf. Is that a problem? You don't want to play as a human or high elf? You don't want the choice? There's some talk that Double Fine will shadow drop a game called Killin'. Yes, that is the talk of the town, but we will see. Fusion, I'm going to read this one and then show my fourth. Is Nintendo the only one who makes their own games instead of a company they own making the games? Nintendo has partners that they reach out to. Like Luigi's Mansion 3, they reached out to a studio to handle that, and then they purchased the studio after they made it. But Nintendo does partnerships. Technically speaking, Bandai Namco helped make Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So Nintendo does it too. But they do have their in-house studios do produce a lot as well. I think the Xenoblade team is another one. No, sorry. Either the Fire Emblem people or the Xenoblade people. I can't remember which, but one of those teams or studios, Nintendo does not own them. They just own the IP and they have the studio make the IP. What is this exercise you keep mentioning, Kyle? All right, number 4. Number 4 and 5, I'm not exactly excited for these games. It's just if I have to think of a game, then I would say my 4 and 5, we have a Game Pass game. And I need to read this title. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. The only reason this is my 4, again, I'm not excited for this per se. It's just if I had a 4 and 5, these are probably the ones that I'm like, I'm going to play. Like I have a list of other ones that I'm going to say that I'm like going to keep my eye on. But I'm excited for Eiyuden Chronicles here because one, interesting concept of like, you're going to have 100 different people that you can bounce around within your party, which kind of sounds overwhelming. So I'm curious how that's going to work out. But Final Fantasy 16, I just played that, fun fact. It made me crave a turn-based action game. And I know I want to play Sea of Stars too, but it's like, this is something from this year. So it's like, if I play something this year, then it is a Game Pass title too. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll hit this up because I've been missing playing something like this. I want a turn-based game and it just seems cool. So I don't know. We'll see. And I'm just going to get kind of my 5th one out of the way, but it's mostly just because I want a turn-based game. And my number 5 is one that I don't know if I'll end up buying, but I'm just doing both these at the same time because it's like I don't have as much to say about them. I don't know if I'll have to buy this one, but I need to experience in some way Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. This is a remake of a very legendary game, and I think it's kind of similar reasons as Eiyuden Chronicle. Like I want something stealth action. I feel like I haven't gotten a stealth action game in a long time. Like I played so many open worlds the past couple years. I feel like Starfield made me realize I'm not much of a RPG person. I think Mass Effect did as well. And it's like stealth action is a genre I feel like I don't get much anymore. And this game is old enough to remake. I'm looking at you, Last of Us. So I'm just very like, I'm at the least very excited to see this be a thing. I'm very curious how it's going to do. And if I purchase anything this year, this is one of those games that it's like, yeah, of all the games on my list that aren't Game Pass, this is probably the one that I'm like, yeah, I'll probably have to buy this one if I just get that craving for a stealth action. But Eiyuden Chronicle and Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater, those are the two that I'm like, okay, that'll be my 4 and 5, but it's a very loose 4 and 5. But my main game this year is Hellblade 2, and the runner-ups are Plucky Squire and Stalker 2. And then my kind of like, all right, if I need a 4 and 5, is Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, and Aiden Chronicles, 100 Heroes. That's my 5. But I have one more thing to shout out, which is games to keep an eye on. But I'll get to that in a moment. Jacob, I said Banda Namco. I don't even know how to physically do that. Banda Namco. It's Bandai. I would never say Banda. What sort of team you gonna have? Cute girls with short hair? I like it. You said short hair, like you know my taste. Because you're right. Oh, Chives has a good point here. Chives has a very good point. He says, turn-based Game Pass, Persona 3 Reload. You have an excellent point. I legit think Persona 3 Reload might be my first Persona game, because I have not played any Persona game before. I've just only heard things about them. But I have to admit, because I'm craving a turn-based combat game, Persona 3 Reload, Game Pass, very tempting. Very tempting. I think the thing that I'm worried about with that game, as well as Aiden Chronicle, how much time is it going to take? But we'll see. Plus, it's like, it's a remake, so, and I feel like, I don't know. I feel like when I play a remake, I like it to be of something that I have played before, kind of a thing, so we'll see. That's why I didn't think of it instantly, but I still might play it. Undisputed Nerd, Dragon's Dogma 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Avowed, Metal Gear Solid Delta, and Final Fantasy. Notice Final Fantasy Rebirth. I still think that deserved Most Anticipated Game of the Game Awards. I think that deserved it, but I haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I haven't played the original Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. So, but tune in on Twitch. Again, that's in the description as well. Support on the channel. You can get a giveaway if you're the lowest tier patron, but also Discord and podcasts. But if you don't feel like doing that, head over to Twitch. That's also in the description. And at some point this year, we're going to have a playthrough series where I'm going to experience the original Final Fantasy VII for the first time. That is a mission that I have this year. I've wanted to do that for ages, and I decided, you know what? That's going to be a weekly series. That's probably going to last a freaking entire quarter with how long that game is. But anyhow, I fell behind. Fusion, every game is RPG game levels long now. And that's the thing, like, that's why I think I'm excited for these Twitch playthroughs that I'm going to do. Is I'm not trying to plug this in, I'm just sharing with you. I'm so tired of these 30+ hour games. Like, I played Lies of P. I loved Lies of P. If I had a top 10, that was easily like my 6 or 7. Probably 6, honestly. And I just beat Final Fantasy 16, and both those games were so much longer than I thought they were going to be. I thought Final Fantasy 16 was going to be shorter because they literally said, yeah, we're going to do a linear narrative venture instead of like the traditional RPG open world style. And it's just like, you did, but it's so long kind of a thing. So yeah, I need some short adventures, and that's why I'm excited for these Twitch playthroughs every Sunday, because I'm going to just be touching games that are like 10 hours or under. Because one, that makes it like, you know, people can tune in easier. You know, it's not some long ass adventure that they need to commit to, but also it's going to help me like experience these shorter games, and I want to squeeze in some of those this year. And that's also why I'm hoping Hellblade 2, just make it a 15-hour game, if that, you know. Spider-Man 2, people complained about how short that was. I still love that game. That was in my Game of the Year nominees. Anyways, Jacob, did you see that Mojang is moving on from Legends to a new game? Not surprising, to be honest. A Minecraft parkour game was rumored years ago. I did hear about that, Jacob. I think they had plans for Legends, and when I first saw Minecraft Legends, I thought it was such a cool idea. I love games like that, where it's like you are embodying the person controlling all the strategies and whatnot. I thought the concept of that game was so cool. And then I played it, and I'm like, this is not what I was hoping for. It's just not as fun to me. There's just something about it. I don't know. So, and it just didn't hit. And somebody said it perfectly, that it's like, it's Minecraft. You have to make a game that kids can hop into, but that game is not kid friendly. It's very, very strategic. Kyle, shout out to Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. I was excited for that game, man, but when I looked at the gameplay, I don't know, something about it just felt too plain to me. Undisputed Nerd, what games do you think will get the most anticipated news/updates in 2024? What games do you think will get the most anticipated? Can we rephrase that question? Can you ask that question again in a different way? Because I'm not sure exactly what to answer there. Because I love that as a question. Because I love talking about anticipation stuff. But Creature, I personally consider a 40-hour game as mid-level length for a game. Cool. Hi, Supertone. Isn't there the other Pixel Minecraft Legends like game? I don't recall, Fusion. Hell, I think 8 hours is generally enough length for a game. Anything longer, unless it's an RPG, I feel burnt out. I think here's the thing, but 8 hours though, don't make that a full price game. People upstairs are doing construction or something. One day, guys. One day I hope to be doing this full time and having my own house, and yeah. Yeah. If it's an 8-hour game, just don't charge full price. I think I get you need to fund the development and make your money back, but it's like, I just think if any game and all the play tests and everything is 10 hours or under, you are not allowed to charge more than $40. In fact, I would personally say less than that, but okay, one more, and then I'm going to talk about the list of games that I just want to keep my eye on, and I'm curious what you guys are going to say to this. Bobby, I don't know if anyone feels the same, but not going to lie, I think this is going to be my last console generation ever, just because I can play PS and Xbox games on PC and can afford one now. Yeah, we're coming to the end of, I think, the console era. I think the next generation of consoles will be the last console generation, which sucks, because, like, that's who I am. I'm a console guy. I don't like to game on my freaking... I have like a $2,000 PC, so I could, and I probably would experience things way better than my Xbox Series X can, and my PS5, but I don't want to be on my computer. Well, just take it to your living room. I don't want to move this thing to my living room. Like, I just want to and I don't want to have to, like, update my OS and all that stuff. Like, I just don't want to deal with the PC side of things. It's just too much to me. I like the simplicity of consoles. But I'll tell you what, after the next console generation, the PS6 and Xbox Series XYZ, I think that's going to be the last one. Let Perfect Dark Cook, not releasing until 2026 at the earliest. Probably. So my last thing I want to share before just diving into some more chats here is games that I'm keeping an eye out for. And I don't really have trailers for all these ready, but I do want to put on this trailer for Chrono Odyssey. Chrono Odyssey. Does anybody remember what that is? You might have forgot, and that's because yeah, it just kind of... There's a lot of games from the Game Awards a couple years ago that people probably forgot about. But yeah, Chrono Odyssey, I'm tired of open worlds, and this is an open world game. But I do think this game looks absolutely insane. So it's like, this game and the other ones I'm about to say are games that, like, I want to keep an eye on. Because yeah, there's Chrono Odyssey here, which is like an insane looking open world game. There's Earthblade. Earthblade is the next game from the... Like, look at this shot. Jesus Christ. Earthblade is the next game from the Celeste studio. So I'm very excited about that. Foam Stars. As goofy as Foam Stars looks, Foam Stars, I played it at PAX West, fun fact. It's pretty fun. sounds pretty fun, especially if it's going to be free to play. I'm very curious how that goes. Killing Floor 3 kind of just looks like a Doom knockoff. Lightyear Frontier. I was really looking forward to this game coming out in 2023, and it didn't. But yeah, Lightyear Frontier looks like it could be a nice chill game to play that's coming to Game Pass. Little Nightmares 3. I'm with whoever said that earlier. Somebody said that earlier. I'm a little bit... I'm cautious about it, though, because it's by a totally different team. So I'm a little bit curious about that. And I would say, honestly, I might put it above Metal Gear Solid, is Star Wars Outlaws. I think Star Wars Outlaws looks awesome. I need to find the gameplay snippet of it, though. But I wish... It's expensive, man. Games are expensive. And if I can get to it, I would love to get Star Wars Outlaws. But that would probably be tied with Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. Yeah, because this just seems like a cool game where, you know, Jedi Survivor was great for playing as a Jedi. But how about like a legit open world game that you just play as a literal outlaw in the Star Wars universe, that you can actually do what Starfield couldn't and just fly off of the planet into outer space and then fly into planets to make it feel like you are having a space journey. Star Wars Outlaws is the game that I wish Starfield was. I'm going to say it. But yeah, those are some games that I'm keeping an eye on, is Chrono Odyssey, Earthblade, Foam Stars, Killing Floor 3, Lightyear Frontier, Little Nightmares 3, and Star Wars Outlaws. Those are games that I'm keeping my eyes on. But there's one more thing. And I don't have B-roll for this, but easily my number 4 and 5, easily. Like I said before, Aiden Chronicles, 100 Heroes, and Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. Those are two of my, like, I'll put it on the list kind of a thing, but easily my, like, 4 and 5, swapping those two, if not, they would become 2 and 3. The Elden Ring DLC. The Elden Ring DLC that has to come out this year, right? It'll have been 2 years. Come on. Like, why not? The Elden Ring DLC. And also, there's a lot of Switch 2 rumors, you know. Is this finally going to be the year that the next Nintendo console comes out? And if it does, I truly believe the launch title for it, whatever it is going to be something hype. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's like, whatever it is, I think it's going to be something hype. Whether that's a new 3D Mario, whether that is Metroid Prime 4, whether that is finally a freaking Star Fox or Donkey Kong game, whatever, I think they're going to have a dope-ass launch title. And I think that Nintendo Mystery next console launch title and Elden Ring DLC, if both those happen this year, easily going to replace Aiden Chronicle and Metal Gear Solid. That's what I'm keeping my eyes out for this year. Yeah, Chrono Odyssey does remind, very similar to Crimson Desert. I'm with you there. And as we have like 5 or 10 minutes here, I wanted to make this stream about like an hour-ish long. Feel free to ask whatever and share, you know, like, what are your most anticipated games? Or actually also, what are you keeping your eyes out for? Like, maybe you don't think you're going to play these games. Let's talk about that first. What are you keeping your eyes out for? You're not planning on playing these, but you're really like just curious how they're going to do, or maybe just want to be sold on it a bit more. What's a couple of those games for you this year? As I spend one last 5 or 10 minutes with you in the chat. Shout out to the 30 people watching, man. Holy shit. That's a lot of you guys. Thank you so much. And again, if you want more value, Patreon in the description. We'll have a giveaway soon. You can request your own podcast if I didn't get to your topic in this stream, and part of our Discord, monthly hangouts, so much more. So much more value is the way I'll put it. Even at the smallest tier. Did I hear Elden Ring DLC? I see Supertone. Fusion's Foam Stars is Splatoon. Foam Stars is 100% it's Splatoon. I played it. It literally functions a lot like Splatoon. It really does. Gang, Killing Floor 3 looks like a kind of Doom knockoff. You heard me say it. I mean, it does. Look at the trailer for it. It does. It seems like... Am I wrong? What's up, Jay Baker? Gang, it'll be anything but Metroid Prime 4. I think Metroid Prime 4 is very likely. Personally, I think it's super likely that the launch title is Metroid Prime 4 because it has to be on the Switch. That's one thing. So it has to release for Switch. And usually Nintendo's launch titles for like the Wii U, the Switch, and this next one, they're cross-platform. You know, or actually, I think it's like everything except the GameCube. But from the Wii onwards, the Wii, let's see if we can do this. The Wii was Twilight Princess. You could play that on both Wii and GameCube. The Wii U... What was the Wii U? Was there a cross-platform title for the Wii U? Maybe not, because the Wii U was actually pretty much... I don't know about that. Answer me that. And then the Switch, you could play Breath of the Wild on both the Wii U and the Switch. And then I think the Switch 2, it'll be Metroid Prime 4. And also, I say Metroid Prime 4 specifically because I hope it's a 3D Mario, personally. But I think Metroid Prime 4 because that game restarted development all the way back in 2019. They're sitting on that thing, man. They're sitting on it. It's been in development after being scrapped redevelopment for 5 years. Get out of town. As of this year, it'll have been 5 years. Get out of town. What Nintendo game takes 5 years? Come on. Bobby, as an Xbox main player, if Nintendo releases Metroid Prime 4, I'm buying it day one. I have to admit, though, when I played, if you watch my Game of the Year's video, I put the Metroid Prime remake, or remaster, sorry. I put it in my most disappointed games of the year list. And that doesn't mean it sucked or anything, but it's just like, I was so disappointed because I can't stand the backtracking in that game, dude. The backtracking in that game is so painful. and I have played a couple Metroidvanias, but if there's not a form of fast travel in Metroid Prime 4, I can't do it. If there's not a form of fast travel in Metroid Prime 4, I can't do it. I can't. Creature, I guess I'm going to keep my eyes on Plucky Squire because I want to compare its fantasy to reality. Hell yeah. Ace, Gears Trilogy Remake, so I can play it on PC. Luis Fernando. Shout out to Luis, new patron. Thank you very much, sir. I love you. Double Fine, better show something off. Psychonauts 2 is a top 5 of all time. I feel like they should save that for the showcase, though. No? I'm shocked, man. I really thought they would save Indiana Jones for the showcase. But because they're doing it this early in the year, I am confident it's a 2024 game. And maybe after I watch that, maybe after I watch Indiana Jones, it will take that 4th or 5th spot that I was saying that I'm kind of like, I'm just trying to fill this kind of a thing. Kyle, keeping an eye out for Kingdom Hearts 4. I will have a video for you eventually, but I'm basically calling Kingdom Hearts 4 will be in 2025, but you might see some marketing for it in the back half of this year. Stay tuned for content about that. Undisputed Nerd, Wii U was backwards compat with the Wii, so it didn't have many cross-gen games. See, that's what I was thinking, because it was basically the Wii, just, yeah. That's what... But you couldn't play Wii U games on the Wii. You couldn't play Pikmin 3 on the Wii, so... but the thing is, when you backtrack with new... Bobby, but the thing is when you backtrack with new beams, it opens up new routes. It does, but you still have to go. You still have to go through the tunnel, go down the elevator, go through all these tunnels, and then just go like, okay, I'm here. Now you can go to this area. Okay. Okay, I'm at the next story beat. It's like, motherfucker. I couldn't stand that, man. Steffi, shout out to Steffi as well. Another patron. Love you, madam. Hello. We're wrapping up. Contraband has been quiet. Contraband has been very quiet. That's a showcase one. What? Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine if that's the shadow drop? Nobody said that. Can you imagine? I said in my 2023 timeline video at the end of 2022 that I thought Contraband was going to come out in September of 2023. Nobody said that shit. What if? What if? Oh my God. I never thought of that. Okay. That's interesting. Chives, I'm with you on both of these. Keeping an eye out for Stellar Blade and the Wukong game. I am super with you there. I think if you paid attention, I haven't named any PlayStation games that I'm looking forward to this year. I haven't named any Nintendo games either, but I think Nintendo, they're holding on to the things that I'm excited about, and we'll find out about them over the summer. But PlayStation, on the other hand, I literally told my roommate, I'm like, if you want to borrow my PlayStation 5, go for it, because I have no intention to play anything on that thing for a while. But if I just don't like to play multiplayer games on the PlayStation. Helldivers 2 looks cool. Helldivers 2 looks cool. I would if I was playing multiplayers on PlayStation, but I think the only multiplayer on PlayStation that I would play is Foam Stars, if that is exclusive to PlayStation, which I think it is. But I think number one single player wise is Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade looks really cool. I forgot to mention that, but that probably is like top for me. Oh, wait, there was like a samurai movie looking one. It's not Rise of the Ronin. It's something else. There's some other game by a studio that only did mobile games, and this is their first like console game, and it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, and it has the flashiest sword combat samurai. What the hell was that game? It was in like a state of play. That game looks sick. I admit, if that came out this year, I would probably be tempted. Carolina Gamer, hello. Indiana Jones and Hellblade 2 are my most anticipated. Yeah, I need to see Indiana Jones first before I say it's one of my most anticipated, but I need to see it first. Shout out to the over 30 people watching, man. Thank you guys very much. Undisputed. That's some wild thinking, like shadow dropping Gears 6. That would never happen. That's a showcase thing. There's no, like, yeah, that's a showcase thing. The developer directs are to talk about games that have usually been shown before and or are just coming out this year. Gear 6 is a showcase thing. Like that's an end of the show thing. Or a show opener. Helldiver 2 was kind of interesting to say it was 100. It's 100 gigs? No way. Not Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Again, I talked about this earlier, Chucks. But yeah, Where the Winds Meet, Steffi! Okay, it's not that game, but Where the Winds Meet looks sick too. I forgot about that. Okay, that's a good one. I forgot about Where the Winds Meet. That one looks sick. Yeah. I totally forgot about Where the Winds Meet. That's a good one. Shit. Phantom Blade Zero. Gang got it. Phantom Blade Zero. That's what it is. If that game came out this year and it is a PlayStation exclusive, that might be the one and only PlayStation game. I might be like, oh, I have to get that. Because it looks really cool. But anyways, yeah, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I said this earlier, so just basically, I think it deserved winning the most anticipated game at the Game Awards, but I haven't played the remake. I haven't played the original. Plug into Twitch. We will eventually be playing that, like we'll be playing Venba this Sunday. And also plug in, if you are a patron, you can be a part of a giveaway. Also, if you're just joining, Steffi, you probably missed this, but I think I want to send this Aki Bento box that I have a couple of them that I just feel like they've been sitting around. You know what? I want to send one of these to my fans, maybe include a nice little handwritten letter or something extra in it, and just say, thank you for being a patron. I appreciate you. So I'll probably be doing that giveaway sometime next week or the week after. If you want to be part of that and our Discord, go to the lowest tier on Patreon. Tiers above that, you can be a part of our Hangouts. You can be part of our podcasts. You could request other content. You can even request your own private little video. Don't be disgusting. But yeah, I think that's what I got, gang. Doom game hopefully comes out. I swear to... if there was a if there was a question that somebody asked me, like, what is your most, like, in 2024, what's an announcement you want to see the most? It's a new Doom. It's either a new Doom or a new Gears, because I want to know what ID Software is doing, and I want to know what the hell Coalition's doing. Those are easily my two things that it's like, I need to see that revealed. Like, bad. But I'm going to wrap some things up. This was fun, and I loved learning about what your guys' most anticipated things are. I saw a lot of Hellblade 2s. I saw a lot of... yeah, there was a lot of Hellblade 2s. I can't remember what else. Kyle, did you do a roadmap prediction for this year for Xbox? So I didn't do that video. It's going to kind of come up next week after the developer direct. I wanted to do that video, and I just kind of got sidetracked and did these other ones. So I don't know if I'm going to do that video. Let me know if you guys would want that by, like, just tweeting it at me or just commenting on videos that I do now. I always am looking at your guys' comments, man. I want to see what you want me to make. It makes me happy to make stuff that other people want me to make. So make sure you're always vocal about that, and just understand, you know, I may or may not do it, but I would have never known if you didn't ask. So, but yeah, I might have something similar about that next week after the developer direct. But I'm going to wrap some work up, guys, and then go visit my friend to watch Cooties. Yeah. And I hope you have a lovely weekend. And make sure you go to the description. Follow me on Twitch. We're going to play Venba Sunday. And if you want more, Patreon's down there too. Just the lowest level. It means a lot. But otherwise, I will see you next week for the developer direct. I should be live reacting to that. Should be fun. We will see what Indiana Jones and others have in store for us. Will there be a shadow drop? Will Hellblade 2 be the shadow drop? Stay tuned to find out. I will see you later. Be geek, be proud, be awesome, and keep speculating. You're freaking awesome.